The 36 Stratagems is a collection of ancient Chinese military tactics and strategies that have been used in various aspects of life, including politics, business, and personal interactions. The second set of 36 stratagems, known as the Enemy Stratagems, focuses on strategies to be employed specifically against an adversary. It includes the 7th stratagem to the 12th stratagem from the 36 stratagems. The 7th stratagem, Eb is often translated as create something out of nothing, or deceive by fabricating false information. This strategy involves inventing false information, rumors, or a deceptive appearance to confuse, mislead, or divert the attention of the enemy or opponent. The phrase create something out of nothing implies the act of bringing about the illusion of existence where there was originally nothing. In this context, it means creating false impressions or scenarios that lead the enemy to believe in a non-existent threat, opportunity, or situation. Here are the key points to understand about the create something out of nothing stratagem. 1. Fabrication of information. The strategy relies on fabricating false information, rumors, or scenarios that appear real and believable to the enemy. 2. Psychological manipulation. The main goal is to play on the psychology of the enemy, exploiting their fears, desires, or assumptions to deceive them. 3. Diversion and distraction. This stratagem often serves as a diversion to draw the enemy's attention away from your true intentions or activities. 4. Misleading perception. The false information created should be consistent with the context or situation, making it difficult for the enemy to distinguish between reality and deception. 5. Timing and precision. The success of this stratagem depends on the timing and precision of the false informations released to have the desired impact. 6. Ethical considerations. Using deception to this extent raises significant ethical concerns, as it involves deliberately spreading falsehoods and misinformation. 7. Disinformation campaigns. In modern contexts, this stratagem is akin to disinformation campaigns, where false narratives are spread to influence opinions, sow discord, or achieve political objectives. While this stratagem can be effective in creating confusion and uncertainty among the enemy, it should be approached with caution, as it may erode trust and credibility if discovered. Overuse of deception can lead to loss of integrity and credibility in the long run. Historically, this stratagem has been used in warfare, intelligence operations, and diplomacy. In modern times, it has found applications in various contexts, including politics, public relations, and information warfare. As with all stratagems, ethical considerations are essential when employing deceptive tactics. In many cases, using deception to achieve strategic objectives may be seen as unethical, so careful judgment and understanding of the potential consequences are necessary. The 8th stratagem, Kang, is often translated as cross the sea under camouflage, or openly repair the gallery roads while secretly advancing troops. This strategy involves using covert or hidden means to bypass obstacles, surveillance, or enemy defenses, allowing you to achieve surprise and reach your destination undetected. The phrase originates from a historical event during the Eastern Han Dynasty in ancient China. The military general Cao Cao was planning to attack a fortified city named Chenkang, defended by Zhang Lu. Instead of directly assaulting the well-defended city, Cao Cao devised a strategy to build gallery roads out in the open, making it seem like he was repairing the roads. However, his true intention was to secretly advance his troops under the cover of these gallery roads, successfully bypassing enemy defenses and capturing the city. Here are the key points to understand about the cross the sea under camouflage stratagem: 1. Deception and camouflage. This strategy involves using deception and camouflage to create a false appearance or pretext that conceals your true intentions. 2. Surprise attack. By secretly advancing your forces while appearing to be engaged in harmless activities, you catch the enemy off guard and achieve surprise. 3. bypassing obstacles. The stratagem allows you to bypass heavily guarded or obstructed routes that would otherwise be challenging to traverse directly. 4. Coordinated effort. Successful execution of this stratagem requires coordination and discipline among your troops to maintain secrecy. 5. Psychological warfare. The enemy's lack of awareness about your true intentions can create uncertainty and confusion, impacting their decision-making. 6. Timing. Timing is crucial in implementing this stratagem. The diversionary activity must be convincing and timed well with the movement of your main forces. 7. Risk and reward. While this stratagem offers the potential for a significant advantage, it also carries risks if the deception is discovered. It's important to note that employing such deceptive tactics can be ethically challenging, as it involves intentionally misleading the enemy. Additionally, there's a risk that the enemy may discover the ruse, leading to a loss of credibility and trust. This stratagem has been used in military history to achieve surprise attacks, outmaneuver opponents, and bypass heavily fortified positions. In non-military contexts, it can be applied to situations involving covert operations, intelligence gathering, or achieving objectives discreetly. As with all stratagems, careful consideration of the ethical implications and potential consequences is necessary when employing deceptive tactics. The ninth stratagem, Jingguan Hua, is often translated as watch the fire from the other side of the bank, or watch from the river bank when the enemy is in chaos. This strategy involves observing and withholding intervention while your adversaries face internal conflicts or are in a state of disorder or crisis. The metaphor of watching the fire from the other side of the bank is derived from the image of standing on the opposite side of a river bank, watching a fire on the other side without actively involving oneself in extinguishing it. In this context, the fire represents the turmoil or problems faced by your adversaries. Here are the key points to understand about the watch the fire from the other side of the bank stratagem. 1. Patience and non-intervention. The strategy emphasizes patience and non-interference, allowing your adversaries to deal with their internal issues or crises on their own. 2. Exploiting internal weaknesses. By observing your adversary's struggles, you may identify their internal weaknesses or divisions, which can be later exploited to your advantage. 3. Letting the enemy weaken themselves. Allowing your adversaries to exhaust their resources and energy in dealing with their internal problems weakens their ability to resist external pressures or threats. 4. Timing. Timing is essential when employing this stratagem. You need to know when to step in or take action once your adversaries are sufficiently weakened or vulnerable. 5. Psychological impact. The act of not intervening may create uncertainty and confusion in the minds of your adversaries, as they may expect you to take action against them. 6. Risk assessment. While not directly getting involved may seem safe, there's a risk that the turmoil on the other side could escalate and directly affect your interests. 7. Ethical considerations. This stratagem raises ethical considerations, as it involves a deliberate choice to not assist or provide aid when others are in distress. It's crucial to strike a balance between non-intervention and ensuring that the situation does not spiral out of control to the point where it could adversely affect your interests. This stratagem requires careful observation, analysis, and judgment to decide when and how to act for maximum benefit. Historically, this stratagem has been applied in various contexts, including warfare, diplomacy, and business. In some instances, choosing to observe from the sidelines has allowed strategists to wait for their adversaries to weaken before launching a successful attack or negotiation. However, as with all stratagems, the ethical implications of non-intervention should be carefully considered before deciding to apply this strategy. The 10th stratagem, Zhao El King Dio, is often translated as hide a knife behind a smile or conceal a dagger behind a smile. This strategy involves hiding your true intentions and objectives behind a friendly or amicable demeanor. lulling your adversaries or opponents into complacency, while secretly planning to take advantage of the situation. The metaphor of hide a knife behind a smile represents the act of appearing harmless, friendly, or approachable on the surface, while having hostile or assertive intentions concealed beneath the surface. Here are the key points to understand about the hide a knife behind a smile stratagem. 1. Deceptive appearance. The strategy relies on presenting a false or disarming facade to gain the trust and confidence of your adversaries. 2. Gaining advantage. While appearing friendly, you use the trust gained to advance your interests, exploit weaknesses, or launch a sudden attack when the adversaries least expect it. 3. Psychological warfare. This stratagem plays on the psychology of others, lulling them into a false sense of security and making them underestimate your intentions and capabilities. 4. Observation and patience. Successfully implementing this strategy involves careful observation, patience, and timing to strike at the most opportune moment. 5. Building relationships. Building positive relationships with your adversaries can help you gain access to information and opportunities that would otherwise be more challenging to obtain. 6. Ethical considerations. The use of deception to gain an advantage raises ethical concerns and may have consequences on trust and future relationships. It's important to note that while this stratagem can be effective in gaining the upper hand, it should be approached with caution, as it can harm relationships and trust if discovered. Overusing deception or relying solely on this strategy can lead to loss of credibility and damage your reputation in the long run. Historically, this stratagem has been used in various contexts, including politics, business negotiations, and interpersonal relationships. However, in many cases, the long-term success of any strategy depends on a foundation of honesty, integrity, and ethical conduct. As with all stratagems, careful consideration of the ethical implications and potential consequences is necessary when employing deceptive tactics. Balancing assertiveness with sincerity and trustworthiness can be a more sustainable approach in building positive and lasting relationships. The 11th stratagem, El Dai Tao Jiang, is often translated as replace the dead tree with a living one, or substitute a plum tree for a dead peach tree. This strategy involves replacing something weak, ineffective, or failing with a stronger, more capable alternative, often using a more suitable person or option to achieve your goals. The metaphor of replace the dead tree with a living one signifies the act of removing or discarding an ineffective or incapable element, the dead tree, and replacing it with a more vibrant, reliable, or efficient option, the living tree. Here are the key points to understand about the replace the dead tree with a living one stratagem. 1. Identifying weaknesses. This strategy requires the ability to recognize weaknesses or inefficiencies in the current situation or personnel. 2. Selecting suitable replacements. The success of this stratagem lies in selecting a more suitable, competent, or capable alternative to replace the existing element. 3. Improving efficiency. By replacing ineffective elements with more effective ones, you enhance the overall efficiency and productivity of the system or organization. 4. Flexibility. This stratagem involves being flexible and willing to adapt to changing circumstances or new opportunities. 5. Timing. Timing is essential when executing this stratagem to ensure a smooth transition and avoid disrupting the overall stability. 6. Ethical considerations. While replacing underperforming or inadequate elements may be necessary for improvement, it's essential to consider the ethical implications and treat individuals with respect and fairness. This stratagem can be applied in various contexts, including organizational management, team dynamics, and leadership decisions. It is often used to revitalize and optimize a system or structure by addressing its weaknesses and introducing more effective alternatives. However, it's important to exercise caution when implementing this strategy, as abrupt and ill-considered replacements can lead to discontent, disruption, and negative consequences. The success of this stratagem depends on a thoughtful and well-planned approach to ensure a seamless transition and maintain morale and stability. As with all stratagems, ethical considerations and a balanced approach to decision-making are crucial for long-term success and positive outcomes. The 12th stratagem, 神出其阳, is often translated as take the opportunity to pilfer a goat or seize the goat when it passes by. This strategy involves taking advantage of a situation where something valuable or beneficial is easily accessible and can be obtained with minimal effort or risk. The phrase originates from a historical context where goats were valuable livestock. The stratagem refers to the act of taking a passing goat when it presents itself, without much effort or planning. Here are the key points to understand about the take the opportunity to pilfer a goat stratagem: 1. Opportunistic approach. This strategy involves opportunistic mindset, where you seize chances that present themselves without significant planning or preparation. 2. Low risk, high reward. The act of pilfering the goat is relatively low risk, as it is an easy and straightforward opportunity to gain something valuable. 3. Exploiting carelessness. The success of this stratagem often relies on exploiting carelessness or oversight by others. 4. Timing. Timing is crucial in executing this stratagem to capitalize on the opportunity before it passes. 5. Limited planning. Unlike more elaborate stratagems, requires minimal planning and relies on quick decision-making. 6. Ethical considerations. The opportunistic nature of this stratagem raises ethical concerns, as it involves taking something that doesn't belong to you without permission. It's important to note that while this stratagem can lead to immediate gains, it can also be perceived as unethical and dishonest. In many situations, taking something without permission can harm relationships and damage trust, potentially leading to negative consequences in the long run. Historically, this stratagem has been applied in various contexts, such as petty theft, small-scale gains, or quick opportunities that present themselves. In more metaphorical terms, it can also refer to seizing small advantages or gains in a low-risk manner. As with all stratagems, careful consideration of the ethical implications and potential consequences is necessary when employing opportunistic tactics. Building positive relationships based on integrity and trust is often a more sustainable approach in the long term. As of now, let's conclude for the second set, Enemy Stratagems of the 36 Stratagems. If you enjoyed the content, kindly show your support by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving your valuable comments below. Thank you.